Hi, this is a No Major Skips tutorial, because Artisan wanted tutorials for categories that aren't any percent. So to start on, you start when you click start, like when you load up the game, if you have the downloadable version, there's like a control, like there's, at the top of the window, there's a file view control help. You can click control play a few times to get to this screen. Really like too many on appear, and you can just load up a file, load up a file intentionally, set the quality, and then click in to get back to the start screen. You're not allowed to use the control, file view, whatever, during the run, but you can use it to reset faster. The tutorial one is pretty simple. Just, you know, play the level as normal. I do, you know, move and knife practice for a while. If you want to learn advanced movement, I think there is an advanced tutorial or generally you can just copy world record. You want to try to go fast in this room so that you can catch that bird. Use that bird as backup, or what you can do is jump from there. You need to make sure that you delay your hover long enough, because if you hover early, it can be, I mean I still made it, but it can be harder. It also helps, I think, to jump as on a platform that is still moving up. As long as you get to the castle, the first thing you do is go talk to Eddie. And of course, nobody just skips bans using secret passageways, so unlike 100%, we can't just, like, go play Bowser 1 immediately to unlock the Flood. We need to play a few courses without a Flood. Or without Rocket and Turbo. So the first stars you get are going to be Bob Silver's and Secret, and then Island. The first, you get to take the cannon. One thing to note is that you would unlock Flood Nozzle as soon as you let a bounce on the box. So you can press shift immediately, and not need to actually collect the nozzle. That's my movement for Silvers. It's not too complicated. You jump up from this box, and then you want to do recover, double jump, and generally you just like go around where all the silvers are. If you spin as you collect the last silver, you can move during the cutscene a little bit, which will get you a little closer to this platform so you can dive sooner. It won't make a big difference, but it can help. And then of course you giant cancel this. I recommend using the level designer to make a level where you can just practice giant canceling a bunch, because consistency at it does impact your time a lot. If you're inconsistent at it, then just doing runs, get used to the rest of the game, and get used to doing them in runs can help. But you're going to need to be getting basically all of them to like compete for world record. So I recommend not worrying about them too much at the start, but eventually you're going to need to improve at them. So coming up here, we have the wrong warp. The goal here is to pause the frame you hit the screen transition. Make sure you have hover equipped and that you don't use up any hover. Make sure you're at full charge. Because you get a little extra boost when you start hovering at full charge, and you need that to reach the platform in the secret. Yeah, so I got it first try there. If you miss it, you can just go through the next screen like normal. That'll only lose a few seconds, or you can go back to the screen transition and try again. Especially for beginners, you can go for wrong warp, but I recommend not being too upset if you miss it. And just, like, continuing on like normal. Okay, so when you start Island in the Sky, you want to hold right and C or space or whatever you use to hover immediately, because you want to land on this bird, so you can jump up into the screen transition. Sometimes the bird will dive. If that happens, you can still land on it. So just be prepared for the bird to move and to react to it. Yeah. So for this star, you do not want to you don't want to exit level here, like you do for most of the stars that you don't shine and cancel, because if you look at the shine counter in the top left, it says 1, and we need that to say 3, so that we can enter Snowman's Land. So what you can either do is you can either just unpause and let us get some play like normal, or you can quit game, reload your file, which will now be updated because it autosaves, and then exit level to get back here. That's similar to the process I used for Flood Preserve later on. This is not 100%, you don't need that. Okay, so Snowman's Land, we're going to get another 3 shines. We're going to get Chief Chili, Snowman's Head, and Dice Block. So you want to head left over to Chief Chili first. I try to land like over here, so I can jump up left and hover, and then immediately knock him off. And then you just spin to keep hitting him off. There are a few other strats here where you like go like this and like over into him, and he like goes flying. I've never gotten consistent at those, so I'm not sure how good they are. That's the strat I use for most of the bully fights. Well, I use it for this one. I guess not really applicable in Lethal Lava Land or Red Shine. So you want to not fail that shine cancel, so you can continue on left. There are a few stars where you'll have alternate backup strats if you fail shine cancels. For this one, you should just continue on. This star is pretty simple. There's not much in the ways of skips you can do. Over here. And then what you can do is hover up like that, which is pretty simple. And then it will jump to the star. So there you do want to pause and exit level, because we still need to get Snowman's Land before doing Bowser 1. If you want, you can pause and quit game there. But that'll help a lot if you have a lot of coins. Oh shoot, I did not do snow. But if you like are having trouble pausing at the right time, then just ground down on the thing. But you need to do the star before bottom battlefield, which I forgot about. That movement isn't hard. You just want to get a good hover off of that. Again, like with Tutorial 1, if you hover too early, you're not... You saw that I had a lot less leeway at that time. Whereas if you hover at the right time... I don't know. Maybe you can start hovering earlier sooner than I thought. Anyways, once you have 8 shines, so normally you'd be going like that, because you'd be coming from Snowman's Land. You enter Bowser 1. Much like any percent, you just take the hidden warp pipe directly to the fight. I'm not sure what exactly the fastest strat is for here. I think it's the spin and then the dive. What I often do is just a dive recover. So you just throw Bowser into the bombs. You can do the entire fight with just half spins, but doing, I guess, 1.5. You know, doing the extra evolution so that you have more speed isn't a bad idea if you're missing the throws. It only takes, you know, less than a second longer. 2 spins, wait a little, and then a dive will get you over the pit. You can also just do 3 spins and then a dive, or you can dive immediately. There's a skip some top runners do where you ride the birds here, so that you don't need to do this water section. I think it saves like 10 seconds, so it could be worth doing if you're going for a top level time. I don't recommend going for it, especially in this category where Tutorial 2 is so far in. In any percent and 100% where Tutorial 2 is like immediate, at least if you do Tutorial 2 in any percent. That can be worth doing. But to explain what's going on here, you can recharge a rocket when you pass up through a platform. It's not perfectly consistent, so you might want to use some double rockets here. What you do is you just pause the frame your rocket, and then you'll have another rocket. If you pause late on a rocket, like if you paused here, you can just grab on. If you pause early, then you can press P and hold it down, which will progress the animation a frame and get you to the right frame. You can't do that for star cancels, because as you see, the animation is progressing, but Mario is not actually moving, and star cancels are based on positioning, not the animation frame. So exit level there, and immediately we head into Tutorial 2, Shifting Sandland. You can go for this jump, famously declared by Froggy Fro to be impossible. Or just treble jump. So you wanna... It's not what I wanted. I don't want to go. Okay. You grab this. You want to get that red, and then go through here. Then get rocket. You can do just an air rocket here, or you can double rocket. And then press shift, and turbo through that red over here. Then you do a shine cancel. And you want to hold ground pound out of that shine cancel. Most of them you dive, like that. But for that one, you want to go straight down, so you ground pound. It's the same thing, except you just hold Z instead of down. Then you want to head over here. You go up top to get this red coin. And you get these two. Rocket up here. This red coin. And then you can grab this one. So you're grabbing these. That's 3, I think, red coins before doing top. And then coming back over, getting the rest of them. And when you shine cancel a star, you lose your power up, so you need to get this again. believe grabbing that earlier is faster, otherwise you need to do like that. Whereas you can just like kind of you continuously go if you get a double jump. Obviously if you like miss landing on this platform, you can just grab it before going up at the end. Then you just head into inside. You'll end up here, and then you want to rocket and go over to the right. Like, it's hard to use exactly the right amount to go over. I think you want to rocket like about over that coin, that like second coin. This one. That's my bot setup tip. Yeah, that works pretty well. I definitely wasn't making that on the spot. It might be a little more right than that. But if that visual cue helps you a bit, then use it. So I'm gonna quick show off, you want to quick game when you get that, so you can update your star counter. But first I want to show off what to do if you, miss, top star cancel. I think it's like basically the same route, yes. I don't know. I'm sort of just making this movement up from the spot. Something like that is probably what you want to do. That might not be perfectly optimal, but it should be pretty decent. So after that, you want to quit game, and then I believe you don't exit level, so you can do a flood preserve here. Let me sure that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you want to flood preserve into garden. So basically, you can see I quit game out of Shifting Sandland, and it still says Sinking Sandland for the world I'm in. That's because they forgot to clear that variable when you quit game, and your flood is tied to it. So you flood outside of the course you're in. You want to head back here and do Green Shine. This is mostly an auto-scroller, but not really. The speed you kill enemies at affects the progression of the fight, so you want to kill as many enemies as fast as you can. Especially at the start, because there are so few enemies, you want to try to kill every single one as fast as you can. Because, like, killing an enemy late can just lose a solid second or two, because you have to, like, spawn another one, rather than flying off. I don't know if each cycle was actually like a second or two. I'm not sure exactly how long it is. Having turbo helps because you can kind of kill them faster. I'm not entirely sure what the consensus is on whether it's really faster to get Flood Preserve into here, because it does take time to do a Flood Preserve rather than just going through the castle. I think it just makes the routing for other secret courses better in NMS or something. But it's pretty even, so either way is fine. Although, yeah, like, there wouldn't be a good way to route in. I mean, I guess... Yeah, you kind of have to do it in NMS. Because of castle movement. 100% you don't need to. Maybe. I mean, 100% there are other courses you can use Flood Preserve in. Yeah. When you're in Flood Preserve, quick game. Unless you want to end it and go to Shifting Sandland. Next, we're gonna do Frosty Flood. Which is down in the basement. In this door here. You want to rocket a little bit later than that. And then just go up here. Then it should be pretty self-explanatory. That double rocket and then switch to turbo so you can go horizontal movement is something you're gonna see a lot. And next we do Thwomp's Castle, which is over here in this passageway. You should spin there so you can get up. You want to double rocket off of that thing. And then you want to delay your rocket because if you just hold C, you don't get enough height. So you need to like wait a little bit between the first rocket and pressing C to do the second. And after this, you want to you just exit level. And then you take this passageway again to go down to Wojaro. There's a couple of strats you can do here. The easier one, I think, is you hit that, and then you triple jump off of that block up to here. You want to go over, and you want to... I think I forgot to mention this earlier, but pressing semicolon makes you swim fast, so have fun reaching across the keyboard to press semicolon. Not that P is much better, but whatever. So this movement is kind of hard since you don't have hover or anything. So you want to jump off of, I think this... Oh, thanks. You want to jump off here and get all the way over here. Maybe able to jump off these? Yeah, okay. You can just barely make it if you jump off of these. So you can consider that. A lot safer to jump off. A lot safer to jump off this one. Especially like, as it's moving. You have a lot more leeway with that. So go with whichever works for you. I'm not entirely sure whether our canceling that is faster. Either way, you want to head over back over here. Whether you star cancel that or just like exit level and re-enter. And then you can do that. I think that's faster than like actually hitting the block and jumping up. I think you just want to jump up because like especially like even if you fix the level, like the water won't be high, but you can like still jump up here really easily. Grabbing invincibility, this, and hit that, so you can ground pound to get into this silver. And then, I think this is the first instance of this. You can cancel the Shine Spine animation by exiting and re-entering them. And then you can come over here. I think you can also do this. Yeah, you can do that. I'm not sure which ends up being faster, because you're hovering for a while. But either way. You come this out here. Exit level, and then we'll head to Easy Maze Cave. So you're gonna grab that invincibility star so you can get caged later on. And come out here. Once you get this rocket, you can just duck and do that, and you'll bounce on hover. Sometimes you'll miss hover, which should be fine. It'll make the movement a little harder, but you can deal with that probably. And then there's another wrong warp here. You might not want to just spam P for this one, because you can actually get a double wrong warp and end up somewhere other than where you're supposed to be. There we go. So you end up here, and then you can just dive. And then get that star right here. Anyway, ground pound in this pit. I'll cancel this star. And then you want to sort of just like nudge yourself over to the right slowly until you're at a good angle. And then I guess you can fall down slightly and spin that. You're supposed to get like metal cap from over there. Oh, it's back. Okay. Yeah, so sometimes you can, I guess you can fall down there if you move over right slowly enough, or you can like get an angle to spin it at. And then I usually like use the minus button to zoom out the camera here because you have that downtime. So I'm gonna head back in here. Those are the only 3 stars you're supposed to get. But there's a couple things I want to show off. If you miss the wrong warp, you end up here. And you can just do like this. And you'll end up over here by where you come out. And if you miss Caged, the one behind the wall, you want to just go back to like normal. But if you miss the Lake Star Cancel, you want to get a different star. You want to get Toxic Maze. So you come down here. This is only like a few seconds slower than Secret. And then you do a wrong warp here. Then we have to go across this room to get into the Toxic Maze. There's just a hole over by the left econ. You can do that. The warp over here immediately. And then you just have to do the Toxic Maze. The move, I mean, it is a maze, so I just have the movement memorized, but I need to learn the layout of the maze. If you're not comfortable with the maze, it might end up being faster. Just redo Secret. But you want to go down. There's no coins anymore, so you go down and through here, and then you basically just need to stay on the upper half the rest of it after you go down that first time. So anyways, after you get your last star in that chorus, whether it's Toxic Maze or Secret, you want to head to Bowser 2. I think there will record out this not do Bowser 2 Reds, but I think ultimately it is faster. However, if you miss Bowser 2 Reds Shine Cancel, that kind of can kill your run. Because, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it used to be worse before we had Flood Preserve, but it's less bad now. I think it might only be like 50 seconds or something like that now. So you can choose whether or not to go for that. I guess I'll show off both. So that you can learn it if you want to use a route that implements it. I'll see if I can find a route that uses it. So I do a double rocket here. You want to be careful, be far enough to the right that you don't bonk against the ceiling. And then, if you do it right, you can get that red. If not, it'll just end up over here, which is fine. You do that, and then if you miss the red, you can just do like this. It's difficult to get the red consistently. I'm kind of surprised I got it though. you over here. And then actually there's the lever over there. You can start charging... Did I actually get the red? Yeah, I got the red. You can start charging double rocket before you actually get the red, if you know timing. And I like holding shift as you do a screen transition. You only have one frame where you can shift there, because you'll end up in the launch star animation. Because you're supposed to come up here through a launch star. But if you just hold shift, then you'll get the frame. If you go immediately, the fire won't be there. I did not go immediately. You can just, like, grab that turbo, if not, just do this. And then... You can do that, it might be a little safer, or you can just, like, jump with turbo, like normal. And then you finish, you star cancel. And you go fight Bowser. You don't want to miss that star cancel, that's a bad star cancel on this. So then now I'll show without that star. I believe the star you get for that is lethal level and reds. Oh, come on. What, really? Yeah. I think you get more horizontal momentum if you're holding right when you do the rocket. That's pretty finicky. So you instead can do that. You don't need to get the reds over to the right. And I think you can do something like this. Okay. Yeah. And here you want to delay your rocket a good amount. Because if you rocket early, you'll block against the ceiling and not make it up. Okay, you want to be pretty confident about this last throw, because we're going to do a cutscene skip here. You want to basically just dive off the edge immediately after throwing Bowser, and then move your mouse to the bottom right corner of the screen and just spam click to skip the cutscene. Because basically what we want to do here is kill Bowser, and then get far enough into the cutscene after you kill Bowser that you actually like pick up the key and it saves, and then respawn and just exit level. If you die too soon, I usually use the visual cue of the save screen. If the save don't save screen appears, then you should have the key. I'm not sure how accurate that is. So you want to try very hard to not be late. With your death, it's very hard to be too early. If you do somehow end up too early, you can just redo the fight. If you end up being late enough that you just don't die at all, then you can... It's actually faster to quit and reload the game than to watch the cutscene. So just save, X out, and reload the game. So you throw about the bomb and then just dive off to the right. I hold my mouse over the save, and I hold C so that it gets that way immediately. And then I hold P so you can pause immediately. If you mess that up, you can get a text box from Bowser here, which you just like pass through and then leave. Exit level twice, because you're still in HMC. And I think this passageway is faster than actually just the door. Regardless, head to lethal line. So here you're gonna get Silver's, Bully, Secret, and possibly Red's, depending on whether or not you did Bowser 2. You just want to head over to the left, to get Rocket and Turbo. Nice. That's 100% strat that I'm not very consistent at. Okay, so getting the movement at the start of Silver's is... It's not hard, but it's kind of particular what you need to do. You want to double jump twice, just holding neutral, and then as soon as you jump, you hold left and turbo. And then you triple jump. And that'll put you in good position to head over there and get that Silver. One thing I'll note is that you do not want to pick up a hover nozzle until you do Secret. Because there's a glitch we use in Secret, which selects your first nozzle, and you want that to be Rocket. So, it goes like none... You know, like when you press Shift, like it cycles through Hover to Rocket Turbo. It starts at none and then does your next one after that, which we want to be Rocket. If you're bad enough at doing Bully without getting Rocket, or without Cover, which it's a lot harder in 100% than in No Major Skips, because in 100% you want to Star Cancel to go get that star coin over to the left, but in here you can just go over here. But especially in 100% it can be worthwhile to just not do the secret Star Cancel and get Bully afterwards, if you're worried about getting Hover. Because getting Hover loses a lot more time than just moving the stars around saves, because like you're really just cutting out a tiny bit of movement more so than any like you're cutting out a lot less than most Star Cancels do, I guess. So when you enter the secret, when you go through the screen transition, you want to hold Shift, and you'll switch to Rocket. And then you just use a bunch of double rockets here over here. You want to aim to land around here on this. I sort of just have a feel for where it is now. If you spam spin after rocketing, you'll recharge blood, so you can rocket again. That can be useful to avoid falling down. And then what I do is I do a rocket there, and go like this. And then you get the star. Now depending on whether or not you did Bowser 2 Reds, you will want to do the star. You just need to, like, get a feel for where stuff is, basically. Crowd isn't very complicated, but you can miss a few stars if you aim wrong. If this stars appears, you know you touched it. Actually, you won't exit all the way. Sorry. So you enter Simon's Land, or you enter Total Mountain, and then you want to immediately quit the game. This is as we want to flood reserve into Total Mountain, which is sort of the reverse process of using it for a secret shine. As you can see, we're still in Total Mountain, but we don't have any floods because we didn't have any Total Mountain. But if we now get floods outside of Total Mountain, we can bring them into it. So you do that, and then you do Cave of Empuzzlement, which has Rocket and Turbo in it. And then you exit level right out. Oh, come on. I just hold C immediately and pause at the right time. If you get the right frame, you'll do a double rocket. It's all finicky. Then I guess you want to land like here, probably. I don't know, you have a few options there. You can land here if you don't get high enough. The thing you want to be careful is you can bonk on the bottom of this. And then it's a pain because you go back down here. Like that can happen if you rocket too far to the left. So you want to aim for like in the waterfall or right at that. Then you head up here. So I cancelled that. Once again, not too big a deal to miss. I go for that movement. You get an air rocket on the... That's what we call the passing up their platform thing. On this cloud, and then you land there to get your rocket again. You can also just, like, the Sling Star. Go like this. And then... I'm not used to moving here. I usually used to fly, but I think it's a lot easier to go like this. Because flying at top speed in this game is pretty hard. A huge annoyance in Snowman's Land. And then you get that star. And I think you exit level. Check the route. Yeah, you just and then you just do Redshine. Just normal auto scroll or whatever. You want to make sure not to die here. I think if you leave too many enemies alive, I think you start causing lag. That's more of a problem in 100% where you have Rocketeer. Since I mean you're probably gonna be killing enemies just to not die. Yeah. I try to leave the blue coins around for as long as possible. Or at least I try not to collect them until I'm at low enough health that I get the full benefit. Because I think they do... Well, don't let that happen. But dying here, can easily lose a run. It's not too hard to not die, but like you need to be careful here. You also want to try to get the blue coins that drop from the sky before you get the stationary ones, because those despawn. Just a bunch of little stuff you can do to minimize your chance of dying. Of course, you don't want to obsess over that at the expense of staying away from falling in lava and stuff like that. You can ground pound those without going in lava. Very helpful to fight. I don't know about very helpful. I've been kind of inconsistent at this fight lately, so hopefully it'll go well. Stand over on that block, and then jump over it and falls in lava. He bounces over, falls in lava again, and then falling in lava as you do the last hit is always a pain there because the cutscene doesn't start until you land. So yeah, you want to try to avoid doing that. So now we want to head up to Tall Mountain. Since we have Red Shine, we can go through the Star Door. And then similarly to TTM, we're going to Flood Preserve into Tick-Tock Clock.
Let's go.
Once again, you quit game as soon as you enter the course. And you want to head up here like you were to Cave of Empuzzlement, but instead we're gonna do Magma Maze. So this time you do want to get these Reckoning Turbos because there's not a convenient one in the course itself. In fact, like, most of this course is about getting the Flood. So you can just head over here with your Turbo and get that.
Let's go.
You want to get used to that platformer so you can get the air rocket. You can also just do a plain old double rocket if you want. And then pendulums should be in a good position for you to. This is dumb. Did you land on? It's a little faster to dive out of that and land on the pendulums, but I think it's a lot more consistent to do like that. I'm up here. Now there's a glitch with the red coins here. If you grab that red coin, and then do a screen transition and come back, the star will just spawn. So you do a double rocket, you do a shine cancel there. Then you come up here, and double rocket off of this one. And then I'll get like up here. And then you can land on that or like on like the center of the clock right there. And then you want to quit game and then exit level after Tick-Tock Clock so you can update your stock count. If you miss a pendulum stock count, so you can do that. You can also, like, if you land up here, you can do a jump like that. You get up here, and then go up. Do reds. Pendulum stock cancel isn't a big one to lose. You can see I have 34 stars because I did Toxic Maze and TTM reds and Bowser 2 reds. The rest of this is just like an 80% run. There's a lot better tutorials on how exactly 80% works. But I'll play through Bowser for you to finish it off. I won't go into huge detail about what I'm doing, just because I'd recommend watching an 80% tutorial for that. I think Verdict does like a rocket preserve, rocket capture, whatever we call those, thing in his movement there to do that a little better. I don't know. You can do a few air cuts here. Go fast. They take a little practice. You can just hold C there. Might be easier to delay C. If you just hold left and C as you enter this room, you should get this. Not sure why it didn't work there. You want to try getting an air rocket there? If you don't, it's fine. Double jump on that flood nozzle. You do rocket capture here, where... So basically what you do is you start charging your rocket, and then you switch to turbo, or you just switch flood, and then you don't rocket, but like it still stays charged, so when you switch back to rocket, it will do it sooner. They can rocket there a little faster. Helps there because you just have like time to charge it while you're waiting for the platform to move. You can also do one here. Do that. Because you just need to rocket sooner there. I'm not sure what the movement here is for this. It's like you should end up triple jumping, which you don't want to do. You can just like wait a little for the triple jump to go away. I need to practice that part. Other things to note, make sure you're playing on the 2012 version. Or, sorry, you're not playing on the 2012 version, you're playing on the 2009 version. Because otherwise you won't be able to do Flood Preserve, I think. I believe they patched it. And also you won't be able to use Flood in Space and Escape. His ground pound attack in this fight is faster than the fireballs, so you want to just stand under him so he keeps doing that. It's also easier to avoid. And then you do this, spamming left and right. This tells you to fall slower than just spamming X. It's not the movement I was trying to do. I am not practiced at the advanced movement in Space and Escape. You want to watch an 80% tutorial. A modern 80% tutorial. I know you can go double rocket there. Especially not Escape, I'm awful at Escape. The strats in the 80% run have evolved so much recently. It's insane. Unlike Bowser 2, you can just stand behind him and do that. That works in Bowser 1 and 3. In 2, he like turns around during the invincibility frames. But of course, you can catch him before the invincibility frames, as I've been doing in the other two Bowser fights. You can like do a double rocket or something. I just did damage boost there. On a bonk. that's the easier fast track here. You can also turbo across the room and then do a rocket without the rocket, and that's a little faster, but a lot harder. Yeah, that's no major skips. Yeah. I might do a 100% run at some point, but this should help people who want to get into no major skips, I think. If you need help with any of the individual tricks, with shine cancels, with double rockets, with flood preserve, or anything like that, ask in the Discord. There are a bunch of resources on speedrunner.com. There are a bunch of resources on the Discord that you can look at, which should help with a lot of the stuff that I didn't cover in extensive detail. Yeah, hopefully this should help people who want to get into no major skips.